Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is Red Prep and I'm building up to Manchester United match against Aston Villa at Old Trafford. Aston Villa come into this match third in the table. They are joint in terms of points with Liverpool and only 1 point behind table topping Arsenal with 39 points. United are in 7th position, 11 points already behind Aston Villa. United come into this match having won only one match in last 5 matches and being done out of the Carabao Cup as well as Europe altogether. While Aston Villa are unbeaten in last five, the last match was a draw against Sheffield United, which they achieved late in the match. It wasn't a convincing victory, and away from home, Villa haven't been too convincing, but their home form has been outstanding. For Manchester United, they won 5 matches and lost four at home in the Premier League. Overall, in the cup competition as well, they've lost a couple of matches in Europe, in the Champions League, as well as the Carabao Cup exit at the hands of Newcastle at Old Trafford. Historically speaking, this fixture used to be a shoe-in for Manchester United, even at Villa Park. It was supposedly our home away from home. We were dominant against Aston Villa because Aston Villa and usually teams from Aston Villa have always tried to play and it played into our hands. But recently, United have been terrible, especially at Villa Park. In terms of under Ten Hag, we did win twice against Aston Villa, both in the league 1-0 as well as the EFL Cup 3-1, which was a late victory in the injury time. And actually, his first match, Unai Emery's first match for Aston Villa was against Manchester United at Villa Park. They thoroughly dominated us. And to be honest, for me personally, that was the match where the whole idea of Ten Hag football came crashing down. The way Unai Emery's team, even after a few days in charge, was able to rip us to shreds. I mean, the likes of Bailey exposing lack of pace of Martinez for the first goal, and obviously their physical dominance over us, their intensity of press, everything from aggression on the ball and being competitive off the ball. It really took me by surprise if Unai Emery could do it, over a span of a week, and Ten Hag couldn't do it for like four or 5 months in charge. That was an eye-opening fixture for me, and it wouldn't surprise me in this match that we are again second to every ball. We lose every kind of duel against them. Even an Aston Villa team who have a few absentees. They have the likes of Pau Torres and Boubacar Kamara out for this match. So it won't be the full strength side, but they have plenty of firepower, especially in the forward areas to trouble United. To be honest, it could be a embarrassing defeat again for Manchester United at Old Trafford at the hands of Unai Emery's team. In terms of their gameplay and structure, they are very compact. Obviously, they are really aggressive in the press. They are also very tightly knit in midfield. The likes of McGuinn plays on the wing just to give them that compactness in midfield. They usually play with three centre midfielder across the four in the middle, and usually a natural winger like Bailey just to complement them. They have scored 38 goals in the Premier League, which is only two less than the Manchester City, who are the top goal scorers. But they have struggled away from home. They have had a few draws and also losses. Obviously, the opening fixture was a 5-1 loss against Newcastle at St James's Park, and they have struggled away from home, even though at home they've been imperious and top the chart in terms of home form. With the pace of Ollie Watkins, Leon Bailey, and the new signing Diaby, they are a threat against any team. And recently they won against the likes of Arsenal, Manchester City, and also Tottenham, which was in London. So they have been really impressive against the top sides, and they have all the tools and all the firepower in the advanced area to cause trouble even for Manchester United, who have few defenders out. And even if they are at full strength, United lack pace in the defensive line. So Aston Villa will definitely target Manchester United and could put them to the sword literally, and could really rip us to shreds if they get an early goal at Old Trafford. In terms of the danger man, Ollie Watkins is the top goal scorer, 9 goals. He has been a revelation for the last 18 months. Leon Bailey, who has been inconsistent over the span of his career, but he seemed to have found a level of consistency that we haven't seen before. Obviously, Diaby coming in has put pressure on Bailey as well. And even though he plays in that number 10 position or as a second striker, Diaby has brought a new dimension to the attack. Also, the likes of Zaniolo has scored and chipped in a few important goals. He scored the equalizer away at Sheffield United. Have chock full of options in terms of forward areas. In midfield, obviously, Douglas Luiz is the metronome. He's been so consistent over the last 2-3 seasons. John McGinn, the captain, is also coming into his own this season. He's taken over from Mings as captain and really led from the front. The likes of Jacob Ramsey, who was injured at the start of the season, has come back in and looked exceptional. Obviously, they have absentees like Tielemans, but they also have other options like Den Donker from Wolves, who is a solid player as well. In the back, they have the ball playing ability of Pau Torres. Konza has been consistent. Darren Mings has been out for a large part of the season, but Pau Torres and Konza have developed that solid partnership in the spine of the team. Medicash has come in. He's done well recently. Obviously, they tried the likes of Diego Carlos, Konza, and Pau Torres as three at the back as well. On the left hand side, Dinia, since his Everton days, he's been a constant threat against opposition teams. He's got a great left foot, a great delivery, especially on set pieces. Alex Moreno is also a good option on the left hand side. So in all over the pitch, they have plenty of options to trouble Manchester United. Let's move to the tactical board and break down the structure and formations of both the teams. For Manchester United, I like to see the double pivot of Amrabat and Meno restored. I think it's very important that we stick to that double pivot, no matter if we're playing at home or against, because otherwise we are just so porous and we lack the ability to recover from mistakes and concede loads of chances to the opposition. I think I drop Bruno. I don't think he provides anything, and just play Eriksen as number 10. I also drop Garnacho and give Rashford a chance from the left hand side. Garnacho can come in the second half if need be. I also tried Martial if he's fit enough, because I think Hoyland doesn't give us anything. He doesn't get involved in play and he's more interested in wrestling, which is just embarrassing at this point. He has lost all his confidence. He hasn't scored in 13 Premier League matches. I think he should be given some rest and be brought out of the firing line just to think about his own game. With defensive injuries, I think we should start with Shaw and Evans and have Reguilon come in and start with Dalo. When Basaka did all right, but obviously Dalo was suspended, so I assume that Ten Hag will have Dalo back. But we know Ten Hag is very obstinate, so I can see that Amrabat will go out and Holland will stay in the team. Also, I think McTominay would come in. So he probably drop Mainu and brings Fernandes, and this is the team I think he'll go with, which is so imbalanced, and I think we'll concede a lot of goals if he goes with this team. And if we don't go with the likes of Mainu and Amrabat in field, it could be a cricket score. With Aston Villa, they like to play with 4-4-2, sometimes also with three at the back, and which is quite possible because they have injuries to the likes of Pau Torres. Obviously, Maricash and Kamara are suspended with the accumulation of yellow cards. So they might go with these three at the back and try Chambers or somebody as a wing back. But considering they have played recently, I think they'll start Carlos at right back and Dinia as left back. McGinn usually plays on the wing away from home just because he gives insurance in terms of tracking back. Obviously, Bailey is their main outlet from the right flank. He comes inside and obviously has a good shot on him. He's already scored against Manchester United in Unai Emery's first match. Watkins is a threat. He's constantly running behind, and with the likes of Evans, I think it could be a difficult day for Manchester United because Evans lacks space, and Watkins will try to exploit that. Diaby also, he usually starts in the number 10 position. He can easily go wide. We know Diaby is rapid, and against Manchester United midfield of Eriksen, McTominay, it could be curtains. Luis is phenomenal. He's metronomic. He's great with the ball defensively. He's astute. Ramsey is a box-to-box midfielder. He's got loads of energy, great quality on the ball as well. He scored against Manchester United also, so he's a threat. But if they want to have more assurance in midfield, they might go with Dendonker and play Ramsey from the bench. Obviously, they have options in all of these areas. Likes of Zaniolo can come in place of Diaby in the second half if need be. So there are plenty of options all throughout the pitch, and they don't have many weaknesses. I mean, if you look at the centre back pairing of Langley and Konza, I mean, you can go and target Langley a bit because he lacks pace and he's not that physically dominant. So the likes of Hoyland, if he does play, he can pin him back. But I doubt that they'll just leave Hoyland to play against Longley, and the likes of Dendonker or Lewis could really help Longley if Hoyland does target him this match. I don't see many options. I don't see many scenarios where actually United come out of this match with any kind of victory. The most they can hope for is they get an early goal and just play on the counter attack from there on. But I doubt they have the kind of calmness and that self belief and confidence right now to hold a lead. So I struggle to see how United win against this team. Most important thing for Manchester United is to get their early goal, even if they have to go on all-out attack. Just get the goal and get some confidence back in the players. And if they are able to get their early goal, maybe United can get something out of this match. If Aston Villa score the first goal, I think it'll be curtains, and then it'll be all about how many goals that they can get. And for United, it'll be only about damage control from there on in. So that is what I expect from both the teams in this match. Even though Aston Villa have had a mixed bag in terms of their away form, they won against Tottenham Hotspur recently, and obviously they drawn a couple of matches. They also won against Brentford, which is always a tough fixture. United at home have been terrible. I mean, they have -4 goal difference just at home. It won't be surprising if Aston Villa start the game aggressive, get the first goal, and then romp through United and give them a royal hiding and a complete trouncing. It won't surprise me. It could be catastrophic. I think Unai Emery has got his side on the Champions League qualification for that, and will definitely prepare his team and his players to attack us, to be aggressive against us, and not give us enough time or even respect. I remember when they arrived at Old Trafford in April or May. It was one of the last fixtures. We won 1-0 and we controlled the match. We didn't really create too many opportunities, but we were in control of the match, especially in terms of possession. And that is how we neutralize their attack to a great degree. And I think Aston Villa will be wary of that fact, and they won't let us have the ball, and there will be constant pressure from them. And the likes of Bailey, Diaby, or Watkins, I could see a really embarrassing defeat for Manchester United in this game, with the away fixture at the City Ground against Nottingham Forest to come before the turn of the year. I think these two matches could spell the final nail in the coffin for Eric Ten Hag. And to be honest, he has deserved it, especially since the Carabao victory in Feb. We have been on a downward spiral in terms of form as well as performances. And the fact that he comes with all sorts of grade of waffle in terms of his excuses for the performances. Even with this loss against West Ham, he came out and said that we had the game under control. We never did. I mean, it was the strategy of West Ham to let us have the ball. And with dark arts and tricks of the trade from David Moyes, they were able to just flip the switch and press us more in the second half, and create and manufacture the kind of mistakes from our defense, and get the first goal and the second. So I think it was well played from David Moyes, and he completely outmaneuvered Ten Hag. And with Ten Hag, I think he is in the death throes. He knows that his time is up at Old Trafford. The way he carries himself, Ten Hag, his mannerisms, his complete waffle in terms of excuses and justifications for performances and results, it seems to bear so many uncanny resemblances to the regime of previous managers that were coming to an abrupt end. And I feel that Ten Hag knows that his time is up at Old Trafford, and he will get the sack. It's just a matter of time, and how much worse it gets, before the hammer completely drops on him. Inshallah, we'll be back with a red dissection episode trying to break down the performances and the result of this match. Inshallah, it's a victory for Manchester United, but all things considered, it seems highly unlikely. Please join us for that. Until then, take care, do good. Paper Palestinians. Assalamu alaikum.